We're going to start right out with our first guest, Darlene Myers. She is with the Northeast Ballet and the Myers Ballet Dance Company, and we're going to learn a little bit more about the auditions, and she even brought a costume. What do you have there?
What do I have here?
What do you have there?
First of all, thank you, Anne.
Yes,
for
Darlene,
inviting
it's
me
good
back.
to see you, yes.
Yes, this is one of our costumes. We have about, over 1,000 costumes, actually.
Where do you keep them all?
We keep them
You have
at-
a big garage?
Oh, no, we don't. We don't have a big garage. We're working right now at 418 Liberty Street, which is part of the SLOC campus.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 studios there right now.
Right, in the education center up on the top floors.
Yes,
Yeah.
and 3 studios and 2 wardrobe areas. And in the 2 wardrobe areas, we have probably right now, when Nutcracker is in swing, when we get our cast together, which is usually about between 100 and 150 dancers.
What a wonderful opportunity for
It is.
the dancers.
It really is. All of our wardrobe people, I call them our wardrobe wizards, all volunteer people from the community.
You're all volunteers.
Yes, which is the reason why I brought this gorgeous piece, do all this beading and all of the decorations by hand. So this is a shout out for anyone who would like to volunteer to come and work with the company.
This is amazing.
It's wonderful, you know.
And I'm looking at the jewel. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to do that. Do they, it's glued on, I guess, glued?
Some of this is sewn on by hand because it has to be, and some of these are, yes, glued on. But it's very delicate work, of course. And with the supply issues these days.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
We've heard about that. Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
complaining, whether it's your car dealership or whatever.
Jewels, point shoes are another issue for us, for the company. We had such an issue last year for our Nutcracker, for you guys, for Proctor's. Point shoes were an issue because people don't realize that all the materials in point shoes, glue, cardboard, satin, all of that was an issue. So we managed our performance for Proctor's, and we were very happy to do it, to be back on
Wow,
the stage.
I
Yes.
guess I never thought that you would be affected by the supply chain, because you always think, oh, it's the parts for the, this or that, or the computer parts, or the, or your washing machine, I don't know. But I never think about this.
Right. There's a lot that goes into making a production, and we're so happy to be, it's maybe 35 years that we've
You've been around,
so
yeah.
lucky to be at Proctor's to do our annual Nutcracker. And I have to.
It's a tradition.
It's a tradition, and I have to have a shout out to Philip Morris for being so supportive and making it happen for us last year, because he and I have been on the phone so many times last year. Well, should we do it? Should we not do it?
Yeah, I
Is
know.
COVID going to
Well,
happen? Is not.
yeah.
And it was just really very hard. And with the supply chain, it was very difficult. But our volunteers did make it happen. And this was
The
just
amazing
one.
thing to me, is that I'm sitting in the 40th row back, and look at the detail
Yeah.
on this. I mean, it's not like you just said, well, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
It looks like you could go to the ball with this.
Yeah, well, we used to do Cinderella, speaking
Yeah.
of a ball. But yes, yeah, you could. And there's just a lot of them, because there's so many variations in Nutcracker, and there's so many.
Well, you have the mice, and you have, there's
And
so
act,
many.
act 1, party scene, the gowns,
Yeah, yeah.
the late 1800s, all of that. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
Amazing. So
Yes.
what are you looking for when you're having your auditions? And when the auditions are coming up in July, aren't they?
September 17th.
Oh, that's right, September 17th.
At the GE Theater here, yes. And we're looking for, some fresh faces and children.
You don't care
age-
what ballet company they're with?
Oh, I don't care. As long as I have a little bit of training, even if they don't.
They can be the mice.
They could be the mice, as long as they want to perform, and they're dedicated to that. That's
And
really what we're
rehearsals,
looking-
and rehearsals.
That's what we're looking for, is the dedication to the commitment, because it is a commitment. You start, after auditions, we really start the first week in October, and we go to the first week in December, which is our performances here. So it depends on the role you get. If you get to be a flower, it's twice a week or more. If you're a mouse, it's once a week. So it depends on what role you get as far as your commitment goes, but we're really looking for the commitment and the desire to perform and entertain the audience.
So when we see like the Russian ballet and the different ballets and within that, those come from New York City, or are they local? I mean, because I know you do have star performers coming.
We do. We've been very fortunate. When I started my company here, when Gloria Lemaire was, she's passed since, when I started in 1990, she asked me to come and do a Nutcracker, and I said, oh, well, okay, because I had come home from my
Deep
career.
breath, yeah,
Yes.
deep breath.
I had done Nutcracker in Philadelphia when I was a professional dancer there, and I said, okay, well, we'll try this, you know, and this whole thing had blossomed. And
Took on a life, huh?
of its own. I don't have a life after September 17th, no. And so it has grown and grown and grown, but I wanted to have as our lead dancers from New York City Ballet. And I've been able to do that every year. So it has elevated our production every year, and we've been very happy because I've always had, my training was Balanchine. And
Which
so,
is a little different. I mean, it all depends, right?
it all depends.
Yeah.
So a lot of, you know, the upper level variations lean towards that, but not always. This past year with the pandemic, I had to re-choreograph 5 variations because we didn't have the dancers
Yeah.
because of the pandemic, you know? So every year it's different. Every year Nutcracker is different. It's not the same. People think it's the same. No.
It's different. Yeah. I was going to ask you if they are in your dance classes, are they guaranteed a spot?
Oh, no, that's a problem. My school is
That,
not.
I mean,
yeah,
because
that's a
that, I mean, you
problem.
have to think about that because you go, well, okay, I can be in if I'm in the dance class, or, but you don't want to be, you don't want to do that. You want to do an audition, a clean audition.
Right. It's a double-edged sword. It is. And yes, our training is the school. Yes, that's true. But we want people from outside the school. It makes it richer.
Exactly.
It makes it richer. It's very important.
Yeah.
It's very important to the community to have that. And, you know, we've had disgruntled, you know, children, parents who have been in my school who didn't get a
She
role.
wanted a part in that. I said,
No,
well, I'm
I'm
sorry,
in the
but I had
school,
10
and I
others
said,
that were.
Well, you know, maybe you need more training, and maybe
Yeah.
you didn't fit the role, and there are reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
There are
Because there's just so many roles for certain ages in that.
Exactly. 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 Maybe you're not ready.
Yeah.
So there are all sorts of reasons for role.
Well, it's going to be exciting because I think that the Nutcracker every year. I mean, it's like I know when my grandkids were smaller. I mean, it was like they couldn't miss that. Now, whether they're still doing it, I don't know. As adults, you know, in their 30s or late 20s, are they still doing it? I don't know. But I think if they have children, they're going to start doing it.
Well, we have a lot of adults in the community who are, some of them are ballroom dancers who want to be in Act One, which is fabulous, you know. They don't have to be ballet dancers, and a lot of
Oh,
the
we have a
dancers,
big ballroom community.
you know, and that's fun for them. It's like a party, because
Yeah.
it's party scene, and it's on Friday night, and then they go out and have a party
Yeah,
by
yeah,
themselves
yeah,
after
yeah.
rehearsal, and a lot of the people who've been in Nutcracker, like, well, Richard Gadd is an example. He's on Broadway right now. He was in Nutcracker for years,
Isn't that amazing?
and he's doing Music Man.
Are you just doing this one performance?
We're doing 2. We're
Two.
doing Saturday night, and then
A
Sunday
matinee,
matinee.
usually a matinee, so the kids.
Yeah.
And I love it when I've ushered there and the kids come in almost in their own costumes,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
they dress up.
They wear the red and the red dresses and the white. I mean, it's like, it takes my breath away to see these little kids come in looking so well. You
It
know.
starts the holiday season.
It does, it does.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making our holiday season in our community such an enriched one, because the Nutcracker is just got to be seen by everybody, and it's just a way to expose your kids to a new art form. You know, it's not hip hop; it's going to be ballet.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
So,
right.
thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
for
and I
the
love your dress.
Oh,
Well, I bet you wore some pretty fancy ones when you were
Oh, those days, yes,
in
I
those
did.
days. That's okay. Those days may come back. You never know.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Darlene. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.